Hello all on this Thursday rising, although it's been thundering and raining, and we've had good weather for the past few days, but nothing lasts forever. But I'm enjoying the breeze as well at the same time. So yeah, today I want to talk about a chaotic gut equals a chaotic mind. So I'll wait to see if anybody joins me these early hours, and then I'll get into it. Currently on my way to work, have an event this rising, so but I'll be indoors, so it's okay. Even if it rains, I got a coat, it's okay. I don't mind the rain. I'm fully equipped. So what I'll do is I'll just get into it, and then I'll save the video for the playback. So yeah, I want to talk about how a chaotic gut equals a chaotic mind. And we live in a world where we consume, even when we're a child, even from a baby, and growing up to learn that, a lot of the foods that we consume are not suitable for the human being. And I think ultimately, because our bodies are always trying to heal itself and regenerate, sometimes, or the majority of the times, we will have symptoms of healing, but we will just suppress with pharmaceutical drugs. And when you're growing up, and let's say your parents and grandparents do something in a particular way, which is typically going to the doctor and be prescribed medication, we'll just take it and then we'll be on our way. And I think from a young age, when you're a child, especially when you're a child, if you've not been given mother's milk, you'll then be given milk formulas, which is filled with dairy products, which is extremely mucus forming. And mucus is not a bad thing, but too much mucus is not good. And this becomes a routine. So you'll grow up, and then you move on to the solid foods, and you'll be eating meat and starchy stuff, and the combinations start coming in, and then the family gatherings and the cultural foods. Food is so deep rooted. It's so embedded, deep rooted to family culture, friends. And I think when you start to challenge the very thing that is comfortable, you will start feeling a particular way. And there's always not backlash, but there is always some sort of a backlash if you feel it's pretty triggered from somebody expressing your food choices. But you imagine, let's move fast forward over years, you're eating a particular way, you start introducing more foods as you grow bigger. You've been told, you gotta eat before you leave the house, and don't leave on an empty stomach. And there's we live in a world where there's body shaming, and it's always on the other side. It's never, well, there is fat shaming, and then there's also, if someone's extremely slim, there's always people saying something. And I think if you're not headstrong especially through your detox, if you're not headstrong, you will always go back, you will always revert back to a way which is comfortable for other people but not necessarily comfortable for you. And you have to remember, you are a mirror to other people. So how you show up, if you're doing something which is different, that is always going to come, you're always going to get some sort of a feedback from that. But as long as you maintain, you continue, and remember, this is your life, it's your well-being, it's your joy, it's your happiness. As long as you continue on those steps and move forward towards your goals, ultimately it does create a domino effect. So moving back, so obviously when you grow older, you eat particular foods, and then the food combinations start coming in. You might not be aware of food combining. You get the gas, you start feeling irritable, you get the acne, you get the headaches, you get the belly aches, you get the flu, you get the you get the cold, you get all sorts of stuff. And even if, let's say, you get a headache and I get a bad tummy, we don't associate the two as being a symptom for the same cause. And that's the big key. That is the big key. I think ultimately, we live in a world where it's been disconnected, very, very disconnected, in a sense of, you have this medication for that thing and this medication for that thing, or you even start telling yourself that, oh, I feel a particular way because I had that thing, where it could be nothing to do with it. And there's a cause and effect for everything, every single thing. If you look out in nature, there's a cause and effect for everything. If you get sunlight with the water, your plants will start to grow. If you just get rain, those particular plants that need the sun too won't grow. If you put yourself in a bad environment, I always give this analogy. I think I've said it a few times, but I always have to repeat it. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but I think it does. It's like if you get mud, let's say you get mud, you put a seed in mud, and it's just caked and soaked with water and there's no sunlight, but you get some nice fertile, dry, quite moist compost soil, and you have a seed in there, not with much light at all, or with light, that is going to start to sprout and start to grow. I think I'm coming off topic slightly, but I'm going to go back to topic again. So a chaotic gut equals a chaotic mind. Stay with me. So yeah, over years, you have all these food combinations. You keep eating. You go to the toilet, you eliminate your bowels if you can, because not everybody can, and not everybody goes regular. We haven't been told about cleansing, detoxing. We always have a topical shower, but we never have an internal shower. And this might be uncomfortable for some people, but the internal shower, the internal cleansing will be, let's say, something like an enema or a colonic, because especially if you're eating bad food, or let's just say different food, and you're not eliminating that food, and you've got to remember how big your intestines, how long the intestines and the GI tract is. It's extremely long, and I'm happy to share some information. It's very, very long. It's very, very thin. So when you're eating food, and I'll give you an example, if you eat meat and bread together causes a glue. And when you have a glue and you're eating all these different types of food, you can imagine not everything's gonna move past. And I think when things are not moving, things start to build up, things start sticking, things start to find pockets. There's something called diverticulitis, no, something like that, I can't remember, but that's where it's like balloon pockets inside of your gut, and that's where, you know, food can get stored in there. And I'm pretty sure that I had this, especially because just for experimenting with foods, I would know what kind of comes in and what kind of goes out. But you imagine these things build up over time. The glue starts to turn into crystallized mucus, which is going to need a bit of hydration to be eliminated. But yeah, so when you're not cleansing, you're just going to get a build-up, which causes havoc. And when you've got so many different combinations of food, not only the combinations of food, but if you're having processed food, ultra processed food, you know, any food that has been injected with chemicals, you know, there's going to be a reaction, because we all know in science, when you put chemicals together, there's a reaction, a chemical reaction of some sort. Now, yes, you might feel like you have a bellyache, yes, you might feel like you have a headache, but the one thing that isn't really spoken about is you can also have a frazzled mind. You know, if there's pressure in the gut, there's depression in the head. And yeah, I think it needs to be spoken about because it's extremely important. I know just from being on both sides of consumption of foods, that when I've cleansed and when I was cleaning out, I became extremely clear. And before I even done my fast, I thought everything was great. I thought life was pretty good, life was decent, until I started cleansing, and it was like a whole new world. And people would ask, don't you miss eating particular foods? I don't miss it, I remember the experience. But how I feel now is I can't even explain, I can't even put into words how different and how amazing I feel. The clarity, the crystal clearness, and it just gets better and better. Even now, it just gets better and better till this day. And you know, the deeper I go, the higher I climb. And I love just to share information, and I always feel like, oh, I wonder if there's anything more, I wonder if there's any more like that I can do, because it's just exciting, and I really just have a passion of this experience, this life experience. And yeah, it's something that I will probably forever talk about. And you know, I know the more and more I share, you know, the more and more the information kind of gets spread. But back to topic, chaotic gut, chaotic mind. I have to remind myself, because I will just keep talking and I'll just keep going on about other stuff, although it's kind of related. But yeah, so yeah, it's very important to to include you know, enemas. You know, I know it's not something that people might feel comfortable with, but trust me, once you've done it once and then you try again, you'll start, and then when you see what you eliminate, you'll start to appreciate them, you'll start to incorporate them, and you'll start to feel extremely good. This is something I do every other day. I do them. and one may say I'm clean enough, but it's not about that. It's not about being super duper clean. It's about enjoying, experience the lifestyle and experiencing this life at your highest potential. You know, I'm not trying to be squeaky clean, but I understand how the body works, and I'm continuing to learn how the body works. I know that less is more. Consuming less equals longer life, longevity. I understand there are hacks to even live a life of consumption that I probably used to eat, that I could probably bypass just from the hours of fasting that I do anyway. But it's not about that. I feel good when I eat life. I feel like life brings me life, and death brings you death in different ways. Death of self, death of self in so many ways. But if I go on, I will go off on a tangent, so I don't want to. But there's just so much information I have. Sometimes I can't even not articulate myself. I can't stick to a topic because my head will go there, and it's like this links with this and this links with that. But yeah, I think I like to give information because, you know, even if you try it, then that will probably take you on your own journey moving forward. But just remember, a chaotic gut equals a chaotic mind, and you can interpret that however you like. Interpret it however you like, because I know when the time is right, you're gonna get it, and when you get it, you're gonna get it, and that's just gonna take you on your own journey. But trust me, I am living proof. I am living proof that one, you don't have to be on your last legs to make a change. Two, you don't have to be on your last legs to enjoy life in a completely different way. And if you think life is good now, trust me, it only gets better. It only gets better. I promise you. I promise you. But I'm gonna leave it here. I'm sorry if there was not enough elaboration on the topic of a chaotic gut equals a chaotic mind. But there'll be more videos, and there'll be more talks. And yeah, reach out. Also, I have now started advertising for my first event, which will be in Birmingham on the 11th of August, 2 till 4. Location is secret location, and once tickets have been purchased, I will share the details of where exactly it is. So if you're interested in coming along, let me know. So basically it's an event just talking about my 200-day juice fast, and I'll be making some homemade raw vegan delights to share with you on the day. We'll be out in nature, we'll be connecting, there'll be some good chats. So yeah, this is my first ever event, and I thought, you know what, I need to share this information and share this delicious food and remove this the stigma of, you know, raw foods being boring and it's just fruit and vegetables and there's nothing you can do with them. So I'm going to show you what you can do with them. I'm going to share my insights, information, knowledge. So yeah, so drop me a message if you're interested, and I'll share the link with you. But until next time, peace. Have a great day.